And they are really rushing this, man. Oh, it can torso kill CQC? Wait. So hello gamers, today I'm going to be showing you the slowest gun in every single category in Phantom Forces. We're not counting oil filter and muffler here, by the way. Since all of them would be getting a 15% decrease, it wouldn't really matter at that point. So for assault rifle, we have the STG-44. This has 500 RPM. It's one of the slowest shooting autos in the game, but also one of the highest damage autos in the entire game. And it does really good damage. Like, it can 2-shot torso to very far. Does pretty good damage at range. Probably like a 4 to a 3-shot. 30 rounds. I don't know. Fast reload. Very annoying recoil, but still very accurate. It kicks up a lot, but then it kind of comes down so fast that it doesn't really matter, kind of like the M3A1. Even though you don't really see this a lot in game, most players probably just don't use it at all. It is pretty good. 5.56 is pretty good on it, and the default gun is really good if you like doing high damage, but maybe you want to shoot a little bit faster than the M3A1, or maybe you want more like assault rifle type stats, better damage at range, better ranges, I guess. Just make sure to use AMT Terminator on it, or basically any alt aim. It does come with really nice alt aims, but they're not really that good compared to AMT Terminator. But yeah, for battle rifle, we have, of course, undisputed the Henry 4570 at 110 RPM, no, 100 RPM. Since the rest of them are automatics and this is a lever action, I feel like it's kind of cheating for this one, but it is the slowest. It can one-shot torso and one-shot headshot all ranges, which makes it like pretty good, especially considering it's a battle rifle. Like, it competes with the sniper rifles. It one hits to the torso to very, very far. However, it does 45 at range, doesn't do the best limb damage overall, has pretty duty velocity, so it's not really the best long-range sniper, but it can one-shot headshot all ranges, so you can use it at range. It's just like there are better options for long range probably. That is kind of a major drawback of the gun, but compared to other battle rifles, it's so different. It's not even like comparable with the other ones. It one-shots but shoots super slow. I had to call it the worst battle rifle because the other battle rifles are literally 20-round automatic guns. You can't really compete with autos unless you're just hitting your shots every single time and hitting follow-up shots if you hit limb shots and stuff. But yeah, it's really good. One of my favorite guns in the game. I have like 600 kills on it. It's pretty much my highest kill battle rifle except for like ECR and of course the G3. Really not too bad, man. For carbine, of course, we have the 1858 carbine. Same concept as the Henry, but not as fun in my opinion. It can one-shot torso, just not as far. It does have a long barrel, which is nice. I am using the long barrel right now, and it kind of has like annoying handling, but I feel like long barrel is just an upgrade on this. Although with short barrel, apparently you can do the funny thing where you fan fire it. I probably prefer long barrel and be able to like actually do damage. That's just my opinion, man. I don't know, it's not too bad. It has an extra bullet compared to the 1858. It also fires faster, but it doesn't really perform as well at range and everything. Whoa, dude, this is weird. Hold on. Oh my gosh, this is basically just a torso killing 1858 New Army, dude. This can't one-shot headshot at range anymore, but if you run a laser on this, it might not actually be too bad. I can't really aim with it right now, but it can torso kill CQC. Wait. Okay, I'm kind of going ham with this. I've heard about this, but I didn't know it could fire this fast. How have I not seen this in game? What? It's actually good. It's basically just like a torso killing fast firing revolver. That's so cool, dude. Now for shotgun, of course, we have the KS-23M. It's very, very slow firing, but it does make it up in the damage. It's probably the best shotgun in the game, despite it being the slowest. Like, it shoots slower than like bolt action snipers in some cases, but it probably one-taps farther than a lot of the snipers. So, and you don't even gotta aim. You can just like kind of look at a guy and then kill them from very far away. Although it's kind of RNG based, like sometimes it just won't kill. You know how it is with shotguns, man. It is getting a nerf, so it won't be like quite as crazy, hopefully. Although after the nerf, I didn't really see a ton of downsides of it. It still felt like really, really good. This gun has been a problem for a long time because, I mean, it's supposed to be, since it's so slow, like a super high damage dealing gun. It's kind of like the BFG and M107 and stuff where it's like, it's supposed to do a ton of damage. So when you have something that just, the downside is it handles bad or something, it's probably just going to get broken. It only has 3 bullets, but you can load a +1, so it has 4 basically, and 40 reserve ammo, and it doesn't shoot that fast, but basically, if a guy is exposed and you're using birdshot, it will just one-tap, so it makes it really, really good, man. I don't know, what do you guys think about this shotgun? It just feels a bit too good. Hopefully the nerf is just enough to make it like kind of balanced, sorta. It's still gonna be really, really good, I think. But for LMG, we have the M60, which is funny because it used to be tied with the RPK until a couple of years ago. They lowered the RPM from 600 to 550, which made it kind of just like a still a good gun, man. Like, this has been nerfed into oblivion, but it's still good, you know? It's one of the few guns that got like majorly nerfed. Usually when a gun gets nerfed in this game, it's like, okay, it's S tier, now it's A tier. This went from like an SS plus, like a C tier gun maybe. It has 100 rounds and is actually still pretty accurate, even though it has more recoil, but I guess you can't argue with 100 rounds. The damage at range isn't even that good. Like, it used to be crazy good, but now it's kind of like a, okay, yeah, maybe you can 4-shot if you're kind of lucky with it. And also pretty awful handling, very slow fire rate, somewhat recoil, very very slow reload time, but it has 100 bullets and it does pretty good CQC damage, so I mean, you can't really argue with that, you know. Now, for sniper rifle, it's very weird because it doesn't really show the RPM when you put on certain attachments. For example, the NTW says it has 28 RPM even when you put on the version that makes it reload after every single kill, which is kind of weird because that's not true at all. It definitely shoots slower with this, but the slowest is definitely the FT300 with 22 and marksman kit, even though it says 60 RPM, which is very fast, obviously. We all know it doesn't have 60 RPM. It's very easy to tell that it doesn't have 60 RPM, I'll show you. So it fires its one bullet. It says that is 60 RPM. I think it's probably about 5 RPM, maybe. Discounting that is probably NTW 20 with 20 by 110 or BFG 50. I think BFG 50, like, purely off of the fire rate statistic, is the slowest, but we all know it's a lie. I wish they would, like, fix that. I really want to know the actual RPM of these guns, but I'd probably say this is about, I think it's like a 7.1 second reload for every single shot, so maybe like 8 RPM. As you could probably tell, for the one bullet that does 35 damage to 25 at range, so it's going to take 4 of these to kill. It's not very good. It can one-shot headshot, but at what cost, man? At what cost? Maybe the worst gun in the entire game. I mean, like, look at it. I'm still kind of popping off. I don't know why. Even though it sucks, I just always get kills with this. For slowest firing DMR, we could almost have the Mark 11 with 500 Phantom, but Scar SSR is actually just a little bit slower at 220 RPM. Still really good. Considering what it does, it's actually quite a bit of RPM, but it is the slowest, highest recoil, and worst handling DMR, but it just does so much damage, it doesn't really matter. One-shot headshot to like 170 studs or something insane, and 220 RPM for what it does is actually pretty good, you know. You can almost one-shot to the torso, but it can't. But like most of the time, it's going to be two-shot all ranges, kind of like the SVU, but can't headshot kill as far, and does less minimum damage, which means it can't actually like two-shot anywhere all ranges, but it fires very, very fast. So I prefer SVU to this, but it's not even a bad option to SVU. Kind of an upgrade in some ways, but realistically, I just prefer the better headshot kill range. It's also highest velocity in class as well. A very large trade-off gun. It's lowest in a lot of classes and highest in a lot of categories as well. Like something like velocity, it just has the highest velocity, but slowest RPM, worst handling, stuff like that. But it's really, really good, so I do recommend it, at least to some people. For slowest pistol, we have, of course, the GB50. The Boxy Buster says it has 100, but I feel like that's a lie. This is definitely slower though, because it has a reload time of like 1.7 seconds. However, it only has one bullet, so you can fire once every 2 seconds, which is kind of annoying. But with 50, it can actually one-shot headshot all ranges and one-shot to the torso up close, which makes it kind of good. Like, not gonna lie, this is not a bad option. It's just XIX does beat it out, but it's just fun to use, man. Not really the best. Default, it's definitely like one of the worst guns in the game, but with a 50 cal conversion, it's actually pretty good. And it's 50 RPM, so it's going in the video because, like, this is not about good guns. This is just about guns that shoot really slow. The slowest machine pistol is actually the arm pistol, which feels really, really fast, and it is still pretty fast, but compared to other machine pistols, it's not like the fastest shooting gun of all time. Other machine pistols just fire faster, you know? This is definitely a good one. For 30 bullets, it does actually reload very, very fast. It also does pretty good damage, has pretty good velocity, still shoots pretty fast. The recoil is really awful, and that's what kind of holds it back. And since it doesn't shoot as fast as other machine pistols, stuff like the micro Uzi has like 500 more RPM, so there are some reasons to not use it, and that's why it's not very popular, but it's not bad. Revolver is an interesting one because the 1858 does have less on paper RPM, but it does have a fanfire, so slowest overall is definitely the Judge, which has 250 RPM, which is still pretty good, especially for what it does, because it does one shot to the torso, do 80 damage anywhere, one shot headshot. Overall, I would say that the XIX is better. XIX shoots faster, and actually two-shot torso ranges, which just can't actually do that. Has better handling, a bigger magazine. The Executioner does have some nice upsides of a farther torso kill range and more reserve ammo, which is pretty nice. So it is really up to the player. Personally, I prefer XIX, judging by the fact that I have 2,000 kills on the XIX and this one like 40. But this is not bad, man. Just not my favorite, you know? Let me know in the comments which you prefer. Last up, we have, of course, the SFG. You probably knew this because there isn't an FT300 in the other category, even though this says it has 30 RPM, which can't be true. It's like the same RPM as the BFG, which is 16. It is still on paper the slowest. This can torso kill to a very far range of 210 studs. It can headshot kill all ranges, and it can actually limb kill up close, which means if you're less than 50 studs away, you can actually kill anywhere on the body with one shot, which is really nice. But of course, it only has one bullet. It has pretty awful velocity, and it also has choke, which is very annoying. It basically has spread like a shotgun. I talked about this in so many videos, but it is still not bad. Like, I have like 1,000 kills on this gun. The reason for that is because I didn't really use it as a sniper rifle. I just like walk around with it and basically just quick scope everybody. But as you can see, I didn't hit the head there because I think I was aiming at the head, but I just didn't hit because velocity be like, ooh, I don't really use this gun anymore, but I did at one point because I had 1,000 kills. Destroyed. I hear some guys around me, man. Where you guys at? Ooh, oh, I'm scared. There's so many people around me. Are you gonna go up the stairs? Huh? And they are really rushing this, man. Oh, it does have kind of bad reserve ammo if you're gonna camp with it because only 20 rounds. Every time I use this in a video, I always like have too much fun and keep using it. It's just such a fun gun to run around with, man. I love the BFG too. The BFG is also fun. Anyways, gamers, that is the slowest gun in every category in Phantom Forces. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like and sub, but I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.